Hi everybody, my name is Brandt Pemberton and I am the photo and video guy for Selene Americas. Today we're in beautiful Roche Harbor, Washington at the 2026 West Coast Rendezvous for Selene owners. And I thought, why don't we do a behind the scenes video on how we produce our content and also go over some of the equipment that I use and also some equipment that you can use on your own boat that will help you create some great content for yourself. Why don't we go take a look at some equipment? Okay, so good content comes with obviously good cameras, but you don't have to have the greatest, most expensive devices to produce good content. That's the pretty amazing thing with technology that's out today, is the stuff that's on the lower end is really great and can produce some pretty awesome footage. Obviously on a boat, having some aerial footage really helps tell the story, especially of the location, showing your boat off and the awesome backdrops that you guys all visit. And what better way to do it than a drone? So this is the Mavic 4 Pro. This is a prosumer drone, definitely on the higher end as far as cost. It's heavy, it's big, and so to produce really good content, you could use one of these, but also the DJI Mini line is a great option. Lower cost, much smaller form factor, it's lighter weight. The downside with that is that it does not handle winds extremely well, but it does handle winds probably better than you think it can. The advice I would give is to make sure that you don't fly it in crazy winds, crazy weather. You have someone there that's able to catch the drone, pull it back on board. Underway footage is great, but you need to be really careful when you're having the boat in motion and you're also using the drone, because obviously you need to bring that drone back on board at some point. So make sure you're planning for that. I always, as a rule of thumb, I pull the drone in at 50% battery. Probably a little overcautious, but at least that gives me 50% battery to get the drone back on board, so I'm not running out of worrying about battery life dying and then trying to get the drone back on board. So that's a little bit of advice. Second, or most importantly, check your flight restrictions. If you're near airports or you're inside marinas, sometimes there's an issue with flight restrictions. You don't want to have your drone crash into anything. So that's drones are definitely awesome, but you just need to take some extra precautions. Battery life on these drones are on the lower end are used between 25 and 35 minutes. On the higher end, you can get almost an hour out of a drone like this. But again, it's a much heavier drone. It can do more damage being that it's heavy. The Mavic 4 Minis or the Mavic Mini line, even if you get your hand stuck in the prop, it's probably going to give you a little bit of an injury, but nothing crazy. I would not want to get my hand stuck in these props. So that's the advice on drones, I think. Just be careful when you're flying it. For your still photos, a DSLR is definitely great, especially if you're trying to capture the wildlife, some birds, anything from on the shore from your boat. You want a nice DSLR camera with a long lens that allows you to zoom in. So DSLRs are extremely important and get some really good photos and also some really great video. This is a higher end Canon line. You don't need to have something at this level. I think a basic DSLR with a kit lens on it is going to, just something you'd buy at a local Best Buy or another electronics store, I think is definitely going to be elevate your photos and your video much more than you probably think it would. And they're really easy to run, especially on the lower end lines. They are more geared for consumers, so the menu systems and all of that is a lot more easier to digest and understand. To capture really high quality video in a very easy to use, lightweight, easy to pack form factor, especially in those tight areas on your boat, if you're filming in your engine room or your lazarette or any of those tight areas, is the DJI Pocket line. This is a Pocket 3. And they're coming out the Pocket 4 here pretty soon, but this is a stabilized handheld camera. This will allow you to record in 4K and stabilize footage, and it's tiny. It weighs nothing. You can get in tight areas, and you're gonna get that nice gimbal stabilized footage, which is going to allow you to create some really cool video content to go along with your awesome photos. With these devices, they allow you to hook up a microphone like the one I'm wearing right now. You can hook this up, and then when you're recording how-to videos or you want to announce where you're at, you want to do a little social video of, hey, we're coming into whatever location you're going, you can put a microphone on you, record the video. It elevates your video content so much to have good audio, and these things are ready to go with wireless mics, and right out of the box. Very easy to understand, very easy to run. This is definitely a user-friendly device, and it's pretty awesome. The other device is your phone. These new phones are incredible, and with a couple different settings that you can adjust on these, you can turn these things into powerhouses. They say the best camera is the one that you have on you, and this is usually with one that you have on you all the time. Getting the video content is the first step, and actually is probably the easiest step. What you don't want to do is get really good video content on any of these devices and then it just sits on these devices. You want to get it out of there and into a platform that people can see. And the good thing is that technology has evolved so much that even something as simple as an iPad, you can hook up any of these devices, can plug directly into this iPad. You can download the footage onto the iPad, and you can edit and create video content right out of the iPad, and then upload it into your social channels or a website or wherever you're going to take it. But it's very simple, very user-friendly and easy. And then obviously you can go as far as hooking up into your MacBook Pro or any laptop and do the same thing. But simplicity, these iPads are really good, and they're also easy to use, and you probably already have one, so you can use that. A lot of people don't think of an iPad or a tablet can be used for things such as video or photo editing, but they absolutely can, and they do a great job at it. Backing up your content is extremely important, and these hard drives are invaluable. So what I do, especially at events like this, is the backup process is a huge priority for me. So when we're at these events, we are filming tons of content. And what I do after we film an event or we film a segment, I stop. Once we're done filming, I then go to a table. I take all my devices that I used, and I download all of that content onto my computer, and then I back it up to a hard drive. I also leave it on the memory card, and I just separate it into a folder so that I know that that's already been transferred out to one of these devices, because then that gives me 3 locations for my content. One on the hard drive, one on the memory card, and one on the computer. That way, if I lose 2 of the 3, I still have my footage. And when I travel, I also put my hard drive in my backpack, and I put the memory cards in a checked bag, so that my content is in different bags. So that way, if I do lose something, I always have a backup of that content wherever I'm at. File management, again, I'm stressing this because I've suffered this in the past where I didn't organize my content. I get back home, I go to edit, and I've got one folder with thousands of files in it, and trying to organize all of that after the fact is extremely time consuming and just a waste of time, because if you do it as you go, you can organize your files by folder, put everything in that folder for that one event, and now when you go to edit or make something out of the content you filmed, it's not such a daunting task to look at these gigantic folder full of files. You can go, hey, I want to create a video of us pulling into port or pulling into the harbor, or that really cool whale that showed up the other day. You know exactly where that's at. You can pull that folder up, put it into your iPad, edit your video, share it out, and get it out to it, and let the world see what you guys are producing. Again, it's so unfortunate because a lot of people will record all of this content and it just stays on the device and no one sees it. So the whole point of getting this out there is to show people what you're doing and let people share in your experience. If you do these few little things to help your process stay smooth, backed up, and efficient and organized, you're going to be able to use the content that you guys are generating. We try to be everywhere that the adventure is, but there's no way for us to be all the places that you guys are at with your boats. And you guys are in the pilot seat of generating extremely good content, stuff that people want to see, that people are excited to see, and we're excited to see it. I hope you guys found this information useful and helpful for you guys to be able to generate great content and tell your story. We're all excited to see it. And please follow us on our YouTube channel as we tell your stories as well, and continue sharing, because we're all excited to watch what you guys are out doing. Thank you.